In this video, I'll be discussing a very common practice that can leave new YouTubers very discouraged. And I'll also be sharing a tip that I use to tweak that same practice to keep myself motivated, find inspiration, and continue to make videos. If that sounds good to you, stick around. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Extraordinarily Average. Today I'm going to be talking about a very common problem amongst new YouTubers, and that problem is comparing the content that you're creating as a beginner to someone that's well established in your niche, someone that's been doing it for years. Now, I've seen a lot of videos addressing this topic. Almost all of them say the same thing: just don't do it. Just don't compare yourself. If you're anything like me, you know that's pretty much next to impossible not to make some type of comparisons to to the content that you're creating, and these guys that are pretty much professionals. This is what they do for their living. So today I'm going to be talking about a technique that I use to kind of tweak that comparison and make it work for me, to find some inspiration and to find the motivation to keep going, to keep creating content. Now, I do think there are a lot of really strong positives from following large YouTubers in your niche. You'll be able to figure out what's working for them and set your sights on how can you get there in the future. The main thing I would take away from that is in the future. Almost all of these large channels, they didn't get that large overnight. They didn't get that good overnight. They took years and they honed their craft. They took their own videos and they studied what did they do wrong, what could they improve. And that's the same thing that all of us are going to need to do if we want to be successful in this business. If you think you're going to be able to take your phone out, your new camera, what have you, and right out of the gate be producing the same level of material as these guys that are basically professionals, if you can do it, more power to you. That's fantastic. But I know it's going to take me a lot of work to get there. Expecting that kind of perfection out of yourself is like buying a kid a basketball, and the first time he gets on the court, you expect him to play at an NBA level. That's, you know, it's just unrealistic. So, beyond taking your own videos and breaking them down and seeing what is it that you can do better, what can you improve in every video, because that should be your goal. No matter what, if you're creating content, your goal should be to improve every single video. Whether you have followers or not, whether you get monetized, all that is secondary to producing a quality product. With that being said, there are a couple of ways to compare yourself to others that can work in a positive for you, to bring you a little bit of motivation, to help you keep going, to bring you some inspiration. And the first way, it works all right sometimes, for me anyway, and it may work better for you. What I do is I find other creators that are just starting out and I watch their videos. Now, some of them are better than mine, some of them are much better than mine, and that's inspiring. These guys are brand new doing it, and they're putting out something that's really high quality, and I try to dissect it and see what can I do to get there. However, a lot of people that don't have a lot of content out there, they haven't been doing it for a long time, they tend to get discouraged and they stop creating content. And if you see that over and over and you're on that same level, that can kind of negatively affect you and get you to stop creating content. So what I do that actually really works for me is I just find well-established channels, whether they're in my niche or not. And just find people that I like, people that I can sit through a 10-minute, sometimes 15-minute video and pay attention to the whole thing. And I take their channel, and now I'm not comparing what I'm doing today with what they're doing today, because that would defeat the whole purpose of what I'm talking about here today. What I do is I dig into their channel, I go all the way back to their beginnings, and I watch their first videos. Now, a lot of them are amazing. They came out the gate knowing they had a lot of experience both in front and behind the camera. Or maybe they had a team. Maybe they started with, or maybe they were just good. Whatever. But there's a lot of them that were not so great in the beginning. And those are the ones I tend to be drawn to. Now, this is not to go and hate on anybody's work and say, oh yeah, you're this now, but look how bad you were in the beginning. Far from it. I would never do that to someone. That's never my what I actually do is I start at their beginning. I watch a couple of videos from that period. Then 6 months later, I watch a couple of videos from that period. 6 months later, and so on. And I just look at the things that they did. What did they improve over that time? What kind of work did they put in? How much more comfortable are they in front of the camera than they were in the beginning? Things like that really inspire me to know that if they could do it, then I could do it. If you see someone put in that kind of work and improve and get to the level where you want to be, instead of just looking at where they are where you want to be, it's really inspiring. It's really helpful to me anyways. It's really helpful to me anyways to continue to create and to talk to you. Hopefully someone will listen eventually. I don't have a ton of people watching now, but I do believe that's going to change. It may take me a few years of work to establish myself and get some people following me and really get clear about the message I'm trying to deliver and the best way to do that. But knowing that other people have done it, I've always been the person that believes if they can do it, so can I. You just got to put in the work, put in the effort. So if you've watched this far, I appreciate you. Thank you. If you also have a small channel and have ways that you stay motivated, drop a comment below. Let me know what it is that you do to stay motivated. How do you keep yourself going? If you've watched this far, I really appreciate you. Please like and subscribe if you found any value in this video. Thanks for watching. Please come back. Peace.